Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Gadget Show. My name is Usman and we will be going through all the way till 9 o'clock with a fantastic edition with so much things we couldn't even fit it into our normal program. This is part 1 of 3 because we're doing the build up to, you know, the holiday season, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's, whether it's whatever you're celebrating. There's lots of gifts out there. Which is the gift for you? And who is going to help us out? We're our resident gadget expert. That's who. Let's say hello to Raman.
Hi Usman, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
And we see this vast array of gifts which are potentially there to buy for a lot of people out there. Holiday season coming up, Christmas, New Year's, etc. And you're going to be telling us a bit about some of these.
Absolutely. I've been shopping.
You have been shopping. You have done very well.
I've been shopping, I've been traveling, and obviously getting a lot of fantastic response from loads of companies, obviously, who have given us the best gadgets to feature on the show. So hopefully our guests and obviously our viewers will like it.
Fantastic. So obviously we start the show, before we get onto any specific product review, we start off with news, whatever's been happening in the news, and it's been interesting this week.
Yes, it has been. Obviously a couple of things which are happening. One is the Apple, Google and Samsung rivalry.
Yes.
And we heard last week that Apple 4S, the new iPhone 4S, had a few glitches in the battery, and this week it's the turn of the Samsung Nexus phone, which is obviously had glitches with the battery. They've also introduced the new version of the Android, which is the Ice Cream Sandwich, as it is called. And obviously both companies acknowledging, yes, there are problems with the battery as well as the volume. Some of the viewers have actually who bought the phones, it's gone in sale for sale in the UK. And people who bought it basically say the volume actually suddenly drops down, or you lose the volume function altogether. So that's making a bit of a news in the market, keeping in mind that currently there's a smartphone war which is happening between 3 different players. So you have Samsung, the Apple, obviously the iPhone, and also the likes of Nokia. We are trying to gain ground with the launch of new Lumia series. So it's an interesting thing which is out there, and it's great to read some of the forums and comments to see what viewers of each companies, and obviously what are the official comments coming in. But all in all, they've acknowledged the problem and they're working on a fix for that.
Usually, obviously, going back 5, 6, 7 years, this kind of thing would not be making the news at all.
No.
But because, like you said, the rivalry is so intense,
yes.
It's sort of, oh, they've got a problem, let's kind of, show them up kind of thing.
Absolutely, and that is where it is coming in, because last quarter when the numbers came out, Apple, which was kind of ruling the roost in terms of the launch. When they launch a new phone, they sell record numbers. Obviously, Samsung in the last quarter has taken this a step further. And in the smartphone wars, what has happened is they've gone into the first position with, and I think if I remember correctly, they've sold about 27 million odd smartphones in the market. And Apple's a good second, quite a far place, quite a number of paces far behind. And they've sold about 17 million. And then you have a lot of others like HTC and a couple of these. But China remains to be the largest market, and the battle is intensely hotting up. So obviously US, emerging markets, China, and it's all a game wherein everybody is looking at selling and getting the best products out there in the holiday season, because they know this is the biggest season for purchases, or when consumers end up buying gifts and things like that.
Fantastic. So anything else which has been making the news?
Yes, there are loads of things. If we come back home, obviously we are looking at the testing of 4G, which is slated for launch in the UK, and obviously O2 and a couple of other operators have started testing that in the UK market, which will boast of good connection speeds, specifically when you look at video on your phone, and you look at services which have rich graphics. I think you're looking at speeds which it's the next generation technology, which is called 4G, and I think that is going to be making some.
Just for those that don't know, Jinko nahi pata, the 4G technology at the moment we're currently running on 3G, which is the speed of internet or data which is available to you on your handset. As you know, all the new phones that are coming out have got 3G, which is quite fast. Which is what speed are we looking at for 3G?
I think we're looking at, depending on the signal strength, you get anywhere between 2 to 3 gigabytes.
2 to 3 gigabytes.
1.5 to 2 to 2.5
Yes.
gigabytes.
So around about that mark, or
Yes.
what they're bringing out now is obviously new technology. You need a specific license for 4G, which is the testing phase, which is going on at the moment. And then what will happen is obviously your internet speed on your phone will be up to
40. Up to 40. And there was a good comparison done when they did this pilot test. And obviously, if you download a movie, which is, say, for example, about 80, a video, for example, about 80 megabytes, that downloads in about 10 seconds on a 4G connection, as against a minute on a 3G. So obviously, there are tests which are happening currently, but this is going to be the fastest, connectivity available to mobile phone users. Pretty much the next computer in your hand. So obviously that's where the race is as of now.
So we're looking at full songs in seconds, literally 1 or 2 seconds.
Absolutely,
you can download a full song. You can probably get an album in less than 10 seconds.
Yes.
So the technology, is going very, very far. It does require a license. Are we looking at 2012?
I think the initial estimates which have come in, wherein the UK government is now auctioning the spectrum, and obviously the initial rollouts would begin in 2013 onwards. So all in all, something quite exciting.
Something quite exciting for the smartphone
users,
person, which is obviously you.
1 in 4 users in the UK have smartphones.
Yes.
So obviously when you look at that and the kind of transactions which are being done on smartphones, so you can literally go on eBay, you can literally buy things, you can reserve a place or do a booking in a restaurant. So most of these things are now possible because of location services, mapping services, and things like that, which is driving the need for greater speeds and connectivity on the smartphone. So yeah, definitely.
So fantastic. You were also talking earlier about broadband speeds, which are being tested.
Yes.
So at the moment, currently, we're running on?
Well, there are a couple of brands which are offering speeds up to about, I would say, 50 gigabytes, which is what the claims are. But there are, services available from Virgin. There are services available from BT, which is called I think they call it the Infinity broadband, which is what they claim is the fastest broadband available. But again, it depends on what line is coming to your house, because most of the last mile connectivity in users' home is copper, and that is where the signal actually drops, so the speed drops. But if you are in an area wherein it's cable and it's fiber, obviously you will get great speeds. So current speeds are up to about, I would say, 50 gigabytes, which are practically available, and not offices, but for home users. For
home use as well, wow. So no longer the days of the 56K dial-up.
Well, I would say that, there are currently, there is a technology currently being tested in Sweden by TeliaSonera, and obviously some of the other companies involved, who are now testing speeds of up to 120 gigabyte for home broadband. And this is not something which is far off. We're looking at a couple of months and probably at max maybe a year or two. And obviously the UK government has announced plans to, in terms of both investment as well as plans to boost the connectivity to 80% of the homes within the UK to about 100 gigabytes per second by 2020. So, it'll happen in our lifetime. Let me put it this way.
It will happen.
We will be able to watch TV. We will be able to play online, not just on one, but at multiple number of PCs running in one home, and practically, 20, 25 devices in your home, having internet connectivity and interacting and, basically sharing information.
Wow.
So this will happen.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. Moving on, I think the other piece of news, which is obviously this is a year wherein a time frame in the year wherein a lot of product launches happen, and we've had a couple of product launches in terms of for camera enthusiasts, people who are digital SLR enthusiasts. Fuji has launched a new SLR which is going to be available soon, and that camera is basically, there are a lot of cameras available, but obviously they've made a new introduction in the market, which is primarily going to be having higher megapixels, will allow HD video recording, and obviously will allow both instant connectivity, something which has become predominantly common in most cameras called photo tagging or geotagging.
Geotagging.
So that is something which is a technology which is now becoming affordable. It is being made available in cameras, and it's becoming affordable. So this one I think is priced at about £699, and will boast of a couple of these features, and I think it's slated to be introduced in the UK market sometime in December.
Wow. I know a lot of people do prefer, cameras and things as a main gift.
Absolutely,
whether it's
yeah.
Christmas or, for a, significant birthday. Something that I'd like if anyone,
Well,
anyway.
some of the things like, for example, people are looking at zoom today,
Yeah.
So when you look at digital zoom and analog zoom, most of the SLRs will today boast of about 10, 15, 16. This is a 26x zoom, so which is fantastic for, people who love photography, want to go out, get out there and obviously, get great snaps and, from a distance. That is where, this probably will be one of the first, in cameras, digital SLRs available with that kind of a zoom.
Wow.
I think one of the other interesting things we will show on the screen is a modular drive that we have. We use a lot of USB drives to store data.
Yep.
And when you look at that, what is happening is I think this industry in particular, this segment in particular, has been driven by capacity. So you've looked at pen drive starting with 512 megabyte, gigabyte, now 32, 64, I think even 128 and 256. But somebody has come up with a concept wherein you have a lot of drives and you have a lot of data. But how do you store that data sorted in a way that this is your pictures, this is your movies, this is your music? So he's come up with a unique concept called a modular pen drive. And that, if we can show a screenshot of that, which is a modular pen drive on our screen, it's quite funny. It's a big drive like this, and it breaks up into a couple of parts.
Okay.
So you can basically, when you're copying photos, there we go, that you see there, and it's called the Amoeba, a drive, wherein you have 4 parts to the drive, and you can sort your data in terms of compartments. Compartment 1 has my documents, number 2 has my pictures, number 3 has my music, number 4 has my movies. So a unique concept, and obviously a segment in which you need innovation now. So this is something that caught our attention, and obviously those of us who have a lot of drives, I think the next time you go out and shop, probably one of the options that you could look at would be a modular pen drive.
Yeah, so rather than having to sort them manually, that's actually a very, very good idea, actually.
Absolutely,
I like that one.
Yeah. I think one of the other things, when you look at the music industry in general, there's a lot of piracy around, and there are a couple of services available in the market which basically give you music either on a per pay basis or on a subscription basis. Spotify is one such service.
It's massive now, isn't it?
It is massive now, and what they've announced is obviously they've reached a milestone which is 2.5 million subscribers which are buying or listening to Spotify on a subscription basis. So I think it's a very good milestone for them, and this is something which has also made the news that they started off as a free service, and slowly and gradually the business model has come along, and obviously they've now got 2.5 million subscribers who use this service and pay for it.
So for those of you who are unaware, Spotify is a music on demand service. Whatever song you like, whatever singer you like, you type it in. You can listen to any song without physically owning the song, but you can listen to it at any time, wherever you are, you're out and about. So in sense of, if you're not really bothered about having the hard copy or a CD, but you want to be able to listen to the music you want to listen to when you want to listen to it, this is where Spotify came along. It came along, completely unique service. Now there's a lot of copycat services around.
Absolutely.
But it's a completely unique service when it started off. Music on demand, whenever you want, without actually physically owning it.
Yes. One of the other things which I think the last thing that I want to basically bring across is, if you look at the desktop category, a lot of manufacturers, big names out there like the HPs, the Dells, Lenovos, they have now been struggling to keep up with these, the shipping of notebooks, netbooks and tablets, and which is one category I think they're looking at innovating. So we've got a very interesting screenshot of a Lenovo PC, which is which you'll see shortly on the screen. Now this is a home theater, and what they're looking at doing is obviously one of the few companies who's looking at innovating design, because the shipments, if you look at major research firms, the shipment of desktops is declining, and the shipment of notebooks is increasing because everybody wants portable devices nowadays, something that you can carry along easily. And this is one particular device which caught our attention because it's in a very different form factor, as you can see. And what they've tried to do is, this is not the first attempt by the company, but obviously a lot of other companies have made that attempt. They're trying to move the PC from your table or from your study to your living room. And obviously this is a home theater PC, which is quite high spec. It comes with dual core processor and obviously lots of storage, 750 gigabyte of storage, and obviously all the devices are wireless, so you know, in the keyboard, the way it interacts, and something again which is quite ergonomic in design, quite good. And obviously I think a lot of other manufacturers need to innovate.
So it kind of becomes part of your television.
Absolutely, yes.
So, you know, you're watching TV, oh, I want to go on the internet, quickly on the internet, I want to watch a film,
Yes.
put a DVD in, etc. So it sort of, yeah,
Absolutely.
it integrates into basically
Home theater
Yeah.
concept, which is, you know, your personal video recorder, home theater, a PC. Most of these are wireless. If you have good storage space, you can, you know, beam your TV onto it,
Yeah.
and obviously a lot of other activities which can be done now with the PC, apart from gaming, using it for work and a couple of other things fun-wise. So all in all, something which caught our attention, and I think it's a very unique, classical design, where they're trying to innovate the overall concept around desktops. And obviously they are, I think, the world's second or third largest PC
Wow.
maker now. So they've acquired IBM a couple of years back, and the IBM ThinkPad range of laptops. But obviously on the PC side, they are massive, and obviously Lenovo is now trying to, you know, gain market share on that.
Right, so that's a quick roundup of all the news. Like I said at the start of the show, this is a special edition, part 1 of 3. So what we're going to try and do is over the next 3 weeks, we have so many things that we want to show you. We're trying to cram them all in so you can see all a different range of things, you know, that you can buy for holiday season or for yourself or, you know, for anyone else. Got a vast array here, a vast array. But before we move on to that, we've got a review of satellite navigation. Like I said, 10-15 years ago, you know, it was maps, it was asking a person on the street, excuse me, do you know where this is? And then it was all sort of turn left, turn right, go here, go there, get lost, ask someone else. But obviously everyone knows satellite navigation is now available from, you know, in your car, on your phone, anywhere. You know, a lot of people have it on their phone. Raman's just about to show you the one that he's got on his phone. So, and it is called?
It's called the Copilot Live.
Copilot Live, okay.
Obviously, what we're trying to do is, we've had some comments coming in from our viewers that, you know, today you grapple with the fact that you're at some point in time carrying, you know, when you sit in a car, it's almost becoming difficult for us to go without, you know, if you're going to a particular place, if you've not driven there before, it becomes difficult for you to basically go without satellite or, you know, some sort of a navigation or help. And people today carry lots of gadgets with them. So you're carrying a smartphone, and a smartphone doubles up today as a satellite a portable navigation device. And they're called PNDs. So obviously when you look at that, why we picked up this category is a lot of us and a lot of viewers have suggested that, you know, we have smartphones, we've got this app available, but how do we use it? Which one is the best one? And they've been coming to us with these kind of questions. So what we decided to do was obviously do a review of you know, some of the apps which are available on the iOS, the Android. Some of them are paid apps, some of them are free apps. And the idea was to try and pick up something that we found quite interesting. And obviously there are loads of apps there in the market. Satellite navigation started off, you know, if some of you are interested in history, is its global positioning system, and it started off in the US in 1970s or early 80s, wherein they launched a couple of satellites. They're placed in a geostationary orbit, and obviously they try and then, you know, navigate you to the closest point, detecting your latitude, longitude, and your positioning. There are a couple of you know, services out there. I think one of the things which made news in the iPhone 4S before it launched was that GLONASS, which is the Russian satellite navigation system, when the Soviet Union collapsed, it actually kind of went into some sort of a retirement. But now it's fully functional, and they're trying to revive this system as well. So USSR, or the former Soviet Union, is a very large country, and obviously the world's largest country. And obviously they're trying to develop their own satellite navigation. So is China. There is something called the Galileo, which is in the state of some readiness by 2015 in the European Union. And then you have, which is the GPS, which is currently used by 2.2 billion people around the world for satellite navigation, and that's the US-based GPS system.
Fantastic. Well, I think before we let you carry on with that, we've got a caller.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to take a quick call. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Kuram.
Hi, Kuram.
Yeah, I want to know about what one would you prefer, an iPhone 4 or an iPhone 4S?
Okay.
Depending on the apps and like what it has.
No problem. Where are you calling from, Kuram?
London.
London. Whereabouts in London?
Walthamstow.
Walthamstow. Okay, is that someone giving you a choice that you can have one of those phones?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? No problem. Thank you for your call. Keep listening to the show. Keep watching the show. We're going to tell you in a little while. As far as I know, I'll give him a brief what I think, and then you can fill in the details there.
Why not? Go ahead.
As far as I'm aware, obviously aesthetically, which means the way the phone looks, both of them are exactly identical. There is no way of identifying one from the other except from the back, and one of them says 4 and one of them says 4S.
4S, yeah.
The iPhone 4S has a better camera. It's got a faster processor. In terms of the apps available, as I'm sure Raman will correct me if I'm wrong here, identical. It runs the same iOS, so the apps available on both are the same. You've got the same amount of free ones, same amount of paid ones. Obviously with the better camera and the faster processor, that's the only difference, and obviously it's got Siri on there as well.
That's correct, voice assistant.
Anything I've missed out, Raman?
I think you've covered pretty much everything. If you look at the iPhone 4S, it's a new successor for the iPhone 4. It's got better on some features because a lot of us today want to do lots of things on the phone. So the iPhone 4S has a faster processor, which means you can run multiple applications. One of the things which Kurum asked was, are the apps the same? Which you correctly replied, yes, they are the same because the operating system driving both the phones is the same. Exactly. So the apps available on 4S are the same, or you can access the same apps on the iPhone 4. And obviously, if you're buying something latest,
you're going to pay a premium.
You're going to pay a premium.
That's the only difference.
So depends on what plan. If you're looking at buying,
depends how much your budget is, to be honest, Karim. But obviously, if you're not bothered about the camera, and obviously you're not bothered about the processor, I'll probably go for the cheaper option. We've got another caller. Hello.
Hello, Paji.
Hello. I think this is for you, Raman.
Hello. How are you doing? कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक ठाक पाजी तुसी अपनी गल्ला करी जांदे हो साडी सुनदे ही नहीं ते
सुन ले ना उन
ये पाजी जड़ा ये फोन साथ है लपड़िया बा ये इसना क्या किस तरह बेचने हो तो क्या हिसाब आ
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਨ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਫੋਨ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ
ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੱਥੇ ਫੜਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ
ਇਹ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ iPhone 4 ਹੈ ਜੀ
ਆਈਫੋਨ
iPhone 4 ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿਸੇ ਆਪਰੇਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਮਤਲਬ ਜਾ ਕੇ Apple Store ਤੋਂ ਖਰੀਦ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਤੇ ਅਗਰ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਪਲਾਨ ਤੇ ਲਵੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਪਲਾਨ ਤੇ ਲਵੋਗੇ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਫੋਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ $170 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਤੋਂ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ 30 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਜਾਂ 35 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦਾ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦਾ ਪਲਾਨ ਲਵੋ ਤੇ but you'll have to get in touch with either Apple or any of the operators like Vodafone, O2, 3, Orange. किस तो भी ले सकते हो?
Thank you very much.
इसमें महीने ना क्या चार्ज ले लेटर है ना?
नहीं वो डिपेंड करता है but thank you very much for your call. We'll carry on explaining your question, so thank you very much. अगर आप वो फ़ोन ख़रीदना चाहते हैं और जिस तरह रमन भाई बता रहे थे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे ले सकते हैं I think with that one शायद 30 पाउंड से शुरू होता है 30 या 35 पाउंड महीने का देना पड़ता है उसमें से आपको फ्री कॉल्स वगैरह सब कुछ मिलेगा फ़ोन भी काफ़ी सस्ता मिल जाएगा I think it's the 4 you can get it free now
more or less I think
फ़ोन आपको वो फ्री दे देंगे पर आपको महीने के 30 पाउंड या 35 पाउंड देने पड़ेंगे उसमें से आपको फ्री कॉल्स वगैरह मिल सकती हैं अगर आप फ़ोन सिर्फ खरीदना चाहते हैं आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में नहीं लेना चाहते it will be roughly
I think about 499
अभी तक भी about 400-500 का जा रहा है वो डिपेंड्स वेयर यू बाय फ्रॉम बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया फॉर योर कॉल ये तो वैसे उनका ज़ाती फ़ोन है ये वो बेच नहीं रहे शायद कोई काफ़ी अच्छा ऑफर आए तो शायद as far as we know we're not selling the phone.
Correct, absolutely. So going back to satellite navigation, so we're going to basically do a review of an app today that we've received obviously, and that is called the Copilot Live. And if I start briefly with this on the yes
version 8 okay.
So if I start with the app, this is how the app looks like if you download it from the iPhone, the iStore, App Store, sorry. And we've got a couple of screenshots coming up on the screen, but obviously what we'll try and do is show you the app as well live on the phone. These are static screenshots of how the app looks like. It has 2D, 3D maps. It has voice navigation. It gives you live alerts. You can choose choose to change your destinations, or you want to avoid particular detours and things like that. And apart from that, one of the very interesting features in this app is that, you know, if you want to add locations to favorite, or if you want to browse or particularly go across to a destination using a photograph that you've taken, which has been taken through a mobile phone, then that is called photo navigation. So using a photo navigation utility of the app, you can actually go across to that destination, you know, because most of us today carry smartphones, and on smartphones, if I take a photograph, it's normally geotagged, there's a tag attached to it, and if I save that, I can choose that to the folder and go across and you know, to that destination. So quickly showing you this app live, which will be on the phone. So obviously,
yeah, we'll just quickly set it up. We're going to take a short commercial break. Raman's going to set up the phone and the app to show you, and we're going to talk about it in more detail, so do not go anywhere.
When in Britain. How's that? Don't you wish?
Irfan bhai.
Eid Mubarak, bhai.
Excuse me.
Some things were not so British.
Can I have a...
Missing home? Say hello with Planet Talk Instant. Dial 0844 865 0011.
दरबार रेस्टोरेंट, विंसलो रोड, मैनचेस्टर। रिवायती पाकिस्तानी और इंडियन खानों का बेहतरीन मरकज, चटपटे मजेदार और ताज़ा खाने, कड़ाही, निहारी, हलीम और ग्रिल स्पेशलिस्ट। मुकम्मल फैमिली माहौल में खुद भी आएं और सज्जनों, बेलियों और दोस्तों को भी लाएं। दरबार रेस्टोरेंट, 65 विंसलो रोड, मैनचेस्टर, 0161 224 4392।
रेस्टोरेंट के शोरगुल में खाने से दिल जीतना आसान काम नहीं। कभी छुपा हुनर पहचानना, कभी बिगड़ा जायका ठीक करना और कभी गर्मा गर्मी संभालना, पर सबसे जरूरी काम कस्टमर्स की फेवरेट डिशेस बार बार उतनी ही लजीज बनाना। अब ईस्ट एंड केटरिंग करी पेस्ट ने आसान कर दिया। अब हर रोज वही लजीज स्वाद। East End Catering Curry Pastes, available at leading distribution centers at a special promotional price.
Here at the Nationwide Accident Helpline, we always like to report on successful personal injury claims and happy clients who now have a reason to celebrate. I've just handed Richard 2 cheques. The first is 100% of the compensation he was due. And because his claim was successful, he also pockets our guaranteed £600 referral fee. If you've been injured or hurt and it wasn't your fault, then you deserve a no-win, no-fee solicitor who is truly on your side. We provide a professional, confidential, friendly and free service. Call 0800 051 7560 or find out more online. You're on your own on that one, Richard.
I was paying bills for the local long distance and then the international. And then comes Vonage. Beautiful, right? I have one small bill now. Call quality बहुत ही बढ़िया है. So the next trip back to India, I'm going to gift it to my parents.
Unlimited calls to India landlines and mobiles with our lowest ever price. Now for only $14.99 a month with Vonage. Plus get unlimited calls to UK landlines and 48 countries.
I'm Amit Burumkar and this was my last bill before I switched to Vonage.
For India, call Vonage now on 0808 178 9606.
एक परफेक्ट रेसिपी ब्लेंड ही जगाता है हमारे पांचों एहसास को, जो है सिर्फ शान रेसिपी मिक्स। आवाज जो भूख जगाए, खुशबू ऐसी जो खींच लाए, खिलता रंग जो आंखों को भाए, हाथ तो रुकना ही न पाए, जायके ऐसे जो हर लम्हे का मजा बढ़ाएं, उन्हें खास बनाएं। शान रेसिपी मिक्स, जस्ट परफेक्ट।
Now Mobile fantastic offer. Call Pakistan landline and mobile for 1p per minute anytime. Now Mobile talking your language. बात बनी।
कम्युनिटी के पुरजोर इसरार पर लॉन्ग सेट मार्केट इतवार के दिन भी खोली जाएगी। यानी अब हफ्ते के 6 दिन जहां पर आपको हर चीज निहायत ही मुनासिब कीमतों पर दस्तयाब।
ये वो मकाम है जहाँ पे इमाम अली मकाम और यदीदी लश्कर के सिपा सलार उमर बिन साद के दरमियान फाइनल मुज़ाकरात हुए। ये कोई दरबार या कोई रोज़ा मुबारक नहीं है, इस जगह को टिला ज़ैनबिया कहते हैं। जब इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम को मैदान करबल में ज़िबा किया जा रहा था तो सरकार गाजी का लाशा सिर्फ चंद 100 गज के फासले पर था। इसी बाजार की छतों पे लोगों के बच्चे, लोगों के जवान, बूढ़े, औरतें वो इन छतों पे खड़ी थी और हाथों में पत्थर लिए उन्होंने काफिला ज़ैनबिया का इस्तकबाल किया। कुछ मौरखीन और ईरानी मौरखीन जो उनकी तरफ से ये कहा जाता है कि ये कब्र जो है यजीद की है। तो ये उस मखदूमा का रोज़ा अक़दस है, ये उस मखदूमा की ज़रिए है जिसके ऊपर हज़ारों लाखों की तादाद में लोग हर साल आते हैं और अपनी दिली हाजात के लिए दुआएं करते हैं और मौला उनकी दुआएं सुनता है। हज़रत अली करमुल्लाह वजह का ये कुआं हुआ करता था और इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम का सर जो है वो इस पत्थर पे रखा गया जब काफिला रुका।
करबला से शाम तक वाक़ई करबला का हकीकी और तारीखी पस मंज़र और इराक और शाम की तमाम ज़ियारात की मुकम्मल डॉक्यूमेंट्री हासिल करने के लिए DM डिजिटल के इस नंबर पर आज ही राब्ता करें 0161 8333774।
पाकिस्तान ओवरसीज अलायंस फोरम की ज़ेरे तमाम अहम कॉन्फ्रेंस जिसमें बानी और चेयरमैन POAF डॉक्टर लियाकत मलिक की दावत पर सिंध के साबिक वज़ीर दाखिला डॉक्टर जुल्फ़िकार मिर्ज़ा, हाउस ऑफ लॉर्ड के रुकन लॉर्ड नज़ीर अहमद, हबीब जॉन, कन्वीनर लियारी फ्रेंड्स UK और दीगर मुकर्ररीन खिताब फरमाएंगे। आप भी तशरीफ लाइए 25 नवंबर जुमे की शाम 6 बजे रसम रेस्टोरेंट चेतम हिल रोड मैनचेस्टर में। तमाम मुहिब्बे वतन पाकिस्तानियों से शिरकत की अपील की जाती है।
तुझे कदम कदम आबाद तुझे सोहनी धरती अल्लाह रखे।
Wherever in the world you are traveling to, flightcatchers.com is your #1 travel partner. We offer complete holiday packages, including flights, hotel and car hire, and comprehensive travel insurance. Flight Catchers is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Speak to our friendly, multilingual staff who are always there to help, and we guarantee the best airfares around. Flightcatchers.com, soaring high above the rest. Contact us today for all your travel needs.
क्या आप पिछले 3 साल के दौरान किसी रोड एक्सीडेंट का शिकार हुए हैं, स्लिप ट्रिप या काम के दौरान हादसा, और अभी तक आपको कंपनसेशन नहीं मिली? तो परेशान मत हों, हम आपको अच्छी कंपनसेशन दिलवा सकते हैं। बस आपको फौरी तौर पर क्लेम्स फास्ट से रब्ता करना होगा। क्लेम्स फास्ट एक ऐसा इदारा जो कम वक्त में ज़्यादा मुआवजा दिलवाए। तो भाई देर किस बात की, फ़ोन उठाएं, नंबर मिलाएं।
0800 077 8330।
Kesser Jewelers, the best gold buying center of the north. If you want to sell your unwanted gold, don't miss this opportunity. We offer the best rates for market, same time payment. Kesser Jewelers, telephone number 01274 733 851, 8991 Bartade Road, Bradford.
Welcome back to the Gadget Show. हम बात कर रहे थे सैटेलाइट नेविगेशन के बारे में, especially which has become popular now, which is turn-by-turn navigation. अभी रमन भाई हमें बताने लगे थे about a specific product which is called Co-Pilot Live, and we're ready for the live demo, Raman.
Absolutely, yes. So अगर आप ये, what I suggest is if you download this app first through iTunes, connect your phone to iTunes and download this app. This is how the app looks like here. As you can see, a red button which is called the Co-Pilot Live. And if I click on this, it launches the app. Obviously, I've registered myself, so you can see it remembers and it straight away says, "Hello Raman, glad to be of service." Just like most navigation apps, what you need to do is, let me just get the positioning right. What you need to do is basically search for a new destination. And if you click here, As you can see in this particular screen, there are a couple of options. And when you see these couple of options, if you can see them clearly, yeah, it says address. अगर आप जगह ढूंढना चाहें address से, my favorite places, if you've added some destinations that you travel quite a lot. Points of interest, obviously, you know, things like shopping malls, you know, things like, you know,
train stations, football stadiums, whatever,
yeah. And then the best thing about this app is you can actually, if you store addresses with your contacts, you can straight away go onto your contact book and obviously load addresses from that as well. So this is one of the very good features in this.
Naam ke mutabik. So basically you can save someone's address, like, you know, Usman. So you'll go on the thing, click on Usman, and it'll take you to my house.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And then after the contacts, you have something which is called, it says browse map. So if you're just looking at a map, what we are looking at doing is reviewing the app, which is for UK and Ireland. So obviously you can browse the map. There is something called photo navigation, which means if you have taken photo through a camera or a smartphone, and most of these photos get a tagging because of the location tag, you know, it gets captured. And because of that, what it does is the photo that you've taken allows you to go and search or go to a destination using the photograph. So photo nav, and apart from that, you have other things which includes things like coordinates. If you know the latitude, longitude, or if you know the coordinates, you can do that search. So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll probably look at the simple search, which is the destination.
Search. While you're setting that up, we'll take a quick call. Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Yes?
हाँ जी, कौन साहब?
अस्सलामुअलैकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम। जी कौन साहब?
जी मैं राशिद बात कर रहा हूँ सऊदी अरबिया से।
जी राशिद भाई।
सर वो इसमें इंटरनेट की डाउनलोडिंग के बारे में कुछ आपसे इन्फॉर्मेशन लेनी थी। हाउ वी कैन यूज दिस सर?
किस चीज़ की डाउनलोडिंग पे? सर आप जरा सवाल दोबारा से।
सर ये जो नेटवर्किंग की कंट्री लेवल पे होती है।
Right, okay, no problem. शुक्रिया भाई, आप देखते रहें, आप आपको समझा देंगे. So basically the question Rashid poses is about browsing the internet on the phone, which we will get to. अगर आप देखते रहें, इस section के बाद हम आपको समझा देंगे.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for your question.
Right, so we'll go across to the address, basically try and find an address that we are wanting to go to. So if you click on the address, it'll ask you to basically find a particular city. So I'm going to click Manchester itself. And within Manchester, as you can see, there are a number of locations that I can see on the phone.
They're the ones you previously
have been to. So you can either select something new and type it here, or just choose one of the destinations that you've been to before, because it remembers the recent locations you've traveled to. And I click on Bury New Road, which is obviously something very close by to our studio. So when you click on that, it asks you to enter a particular number, and in particular I'll enter one number, and I click here, and then basically it is loading up. Now this is the basic part of search, put in a destination, place that you want to go to. After that, on the screen, as you can see, there will be a couple of things that you will see, and the first thing that you will see is basically it will say go.
Attention, safety camera.
And basically, because it is voice activated, and if you mount this phone onto a particular cradle, if you're obviously traveling in a car, or you're going by phone, by walking, so obviously it then gives you voice assisted commands. And the other interesting thing in this is obviously you can look at the menu. If you click this button here, it says 2D maps, 3D maps. It will show you things like, for example, point of interest. If you want to take a detour, if you want to just look through the map in terms of, if I'm going from destination Cheetah Mill to Newberry Road, aapko straight away wo dikha dega on the phone. And then also if you're walking, that means a lot of us today get lost, or when we are trying to go to a particular location in a hurry, we can't find the street or the location. So what we end up doing is we open up the navigation on our phone, smartphone, and just type the street, and you can just click on walk instead of car or bus, for example, whichever medium you're going by, so car or walk in general. And by choosing that, it basically adapts to the speed at which you are traveling, and obviously guides you as if you're walking. A couple of other interesting features why we picked up this app we looked at was, one is something called the text-to-speech. And the text-to-speech basically means you can see the directions on the phone in the app when you're going as written directions, or the application actually speaks out that to you. One of the other interesting things is today we use Facebook and Twitter quite a lot. So if you've started traveling, and if I'm, say, for example, going from my house to my parents' house, what I will do is I will put the destination in and I will start traveling, and I can use that integration with Facebook or Twitter, and when I reach that destination, it'll post a tweet that I've reached my destination, or post an update on Facebook.
Yep.
So that's one of the other innovative features. One of the other things on the app which we've looked at and we've liked when we did the review was that the app actually installs on your phone. So it does not need 3G or your data connectivity when you're traveling, and most of the map and the routes are available locally on the phone. So it is stored on the phone. That means आपने download कर लिया है एक बार iTunes में लगा के, and ये फिर आपके phone पे stored है app.
So even if you're traveling along, there's certain parts on the motorway where you will lose signal.
Yes.
And in certain built-up areas as well where there's a possibility of losing signal because you can't get a good signal. So that way, normally, obviously, with a normal sat-nav, you probably notice if you've got a different one installed on your phone, it will go blank, and then obviously by the time it's connected back in, you've already lost where you are, and then you
Absolutely.
have to recalculate. That's another good thing. Even though you said it does not use any of the internet, if you were to use some of the extra features which are associated with this phone, such as the live traffic, etc., it will require that. Though,
absolutely, yes. There are other two interesting things or features which they've integrated into this app. Is particular in one is Wikipedia. So if you want to, for example, quickly search for something, you have an access to search through Bing, which is the search engine, and you also have the accessibility to Bing, the Wikipedia on this app. The other thing that I liked on this app was that when you are actually traveling, there are a certain amount of premium features like live fuel prices. You have things like weather updates, and those are things that actually you can look at within the app itself when you go to the menu. And obviously you can click on some of these options and go to the main menu. And when you reach that particular place, for example, one of the places that I'll go to, and when you reach that destination, you can check out the weather before you're even traveling to that destination. So a couple of features which are available standard when you download this app, and this app is priced on the App Store for £29.99, and there are traffic updates, live traffic updates available at an additional subscription service. But apart from that, some great features which are things like the integration with Facebook and Twitter, things like live fuel prices, so you can find out when you're driving which is the cheapest fuel station to go to if you want to fuel your car, and things like weather updates and access to a search engine. So within the app itself, it's got a good intuitive and user interface. Within the app itself, you have lots of options to navigate to lots of different things. And because I would put it this way, that when I basically looked at this particular app, most of us have smartphones. 1 in 4 users in the UK have smartphones, and some of the navigation apps do come along with the phone itself. I think you're just carrying one device, which is your phone, which is your computer, and which is your navigation as well.
And your camera and
Absolutely.
many other things.
Many other things as well.
So that's fine, yeah. So overview, if you were to get the reason why you would want to get something premium rather than something free, or maybe not in this case. This one premium, you've got the extra features such as live traffic updates. ये खुद ब खुद आपका रास्ता बदल देगा ताकि आप ट्रैफिक में ना जाएं. It will tell you अगर आप अचानक you've looked and your petrol is running low, with a few clicks you can adjust it and it will take you to the nearest petrol station. If you need cash card machine, you can put that in. All of these features are available in something which you would buy. This is £29 for an app you may think is a lot of money, but what will happen is obviously when if you were to buy a standalone GPS unit, you're looking at even the very, very cheap models, you're looking at something like £40, £50 for something which has the equivalent amount of features with this one has. You would be looking at in excess of £100, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah? So in terms of the price, I think it's a good price. I think it's well priced. There are other ones on the market. Yes, there are cheaper ones. Yes, there are more expensive ones. But it's priced, I think, very fair in the marketplace according to the amount of features it have. Maybe you might not need all of the features, but I feel as though it's there's the good features to have.
Absolutely. I think what we're going to also try and quickly cover is 2 of the other apps which are free.
Yeah.
Now, this is an example of a paid app, but what we're going to try and do is show you 1 or 2 apps which are also available free. And currently, since we are reviewing this on the App Store, what we're going to do is basically show them on the App Store. These are great apps as well, but obviously minus certain premium features and functionality that is available, in some of the paid apps like TomTom, and obviously Copilot Live, Garmin. You have loads of brands out there like N-Drive, and some of these apps are now available on the App Store at a click of a button. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. One of the other interesting apps which I picked up and which we liked, which we're going to show now, is basically an app called, if I can pronounce that right, Waze, which is spelled as W-A-Z-E. And if you look at this app, I've downloaded it on my phone already. If I click on this, this is giving you a very user-friendly interface. This app is based on the fact that users download this and then go on a route to discovery. So it has got basic navigation in it, but there are certain routes on which you travel. You'll get bonus points. You'll be given, incentives. And this is an app which is being populated by users like ourselves. So if you look at most of the navigation, it is pretty much similar to other applications that are available in the market. That's the main menu here. And if you click on that, it shows you things like where you want to navigate, certain reports. Obviously, when you want to store your own particular destinations like MyOS, you want to share things. Settings has a lot of applications in it. And one of the key things which it has is obviously things like, you want 2D, 3D maps. You're driving in day, during night. Are you subscribed to any groups? And obviously, things like if you have saved any favorite maps or things on this particular app. So if I click cancel here, click close, and if I go back to the main menu again, and as you can see, this is the feature which is being populated by us users.
The community
aspect of it. So if you look at this, obviously you can look at traffic jams. You can always, if you're driving and you see a jam, obviously you can live update this app, and it straight away will ask you to basically put in some intuitive feature like, is it moderate, heavy, or is there a standstill? And you can put your comments in and obviously send this off instantly. The other things obviously are things like, you can obviously give live feedback in the app itself, which is things like there are issues with the map. Obviously, if there is no particular road when you're traveling, so you have to say that there is no, or this is the end of that particular built-up road. You can update on safety cameras, certain hazards, and lots of other features which are there in this app. So this is an app if you like traveling and if you like discovering. Basically, if you navigate using this app, it gives you a good picture of what are the other users available in that area, who's traveling. You can ping them, you can tweet them, and obviously interact with them. And one of the great apps out there in the market, which is currently free.
Which is fantastic, yeah. So, like I said, the more you use the application, the more the community uses the application, the better it becomes. So obviously, if you're driving along and you see there's a speed camera, but on your particular map that you've got, it's not listed, you will press the button on there which says speed camera, then obviously it's logged on the system so everyone else can see it. So basically it's a community thing. So the more people use it, the more bigger it goes, you get all the data from there.
Absolutely. One of the quick other apps that we're going to showcase is, which is also available free from the App Store, is called the Nav Free. It's got a pretty simple interface, very much similar like most of the other satellite navigation apps. This is how it loads up when you click on it, and it's obviously free to download. There are a lot of premium features in these apps. So basically you get the navigation free, but when you're looking at subscribing to traffic updates, a couple of other things like points of interest, you basically have to pay for it. This is one of the other apps that you can look at, and obviously it's got pretty much simple interface like 2D, 3D maps, voice commands, and obviously if you're driving, it shows you the speed, the destination. We prefixed a destination in this, and obviously has access to full menu options from within the app itself. So you can choose navigate, find, Google search. One of the other things is obviously this is integrated search. So if you're not finding a destination within the app, you can go onto Google search and obviously search within the app. All in all, there are great applications out there in the market. And I think some of the ones like Waze, which we liked, which we picked up, was because of the fact that it is something which is socially being used by the community. You are populating that as you go along, and they've built up a great system of giving you bonus points and incentive points. And a lot of users who've logged in and have started using the app are populating the app as you go along. So something that I can't leave my home without. You need satellite navigation or portable satellite navigation when you're traveling, and more so when you're traveling to new destinations. And these are available, great apps which are available in the App Store, on the Apple platform. They are also available on the Android marketplace, and some of these are then available on the Symbian platform as well. So some of the great apps that you should try out if you have a smartphone, which is an iPhone or a BlackBerry or a Samsung, HTC phone, LG phone, you should try some of these great apps out. They are free and obviously they're quite good.
So thank you very much for that. So very, very informative there of all the different options in terms of satellite navigation. You have no excuse to be lost ever again. No excuse at all.
Absolutely.
There's no excuse for, oh, I got lost and I turned up and etc. etc. So that's one of the good things. It's a bad thing that that excuse is no longer available to anyone who has a smartphone, to be honest. But we've got a caller, so we're going to take a call. Hello?
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम।
उस्मान भाई, एक क्वेश्चन था
जी
कि इसमें टर्किश मैप के यूरोपियन मैप्स भी अवेलेबल हैं?
जी ठीक है।
ओके जी, थैंक यू। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
ठीक है, no problem. Okay, the question was, obviously, is there one available for European maps?
Yes, जो भी आप एप्लीकेशन लेना चाहें, इसमें हमने एप्लीकेशन का जो रिव्यू किया है वो यूके और आयरलैंड का था, बट ये जो कंपनीज़ हैं कोपायलट लाइव, टॉम, ये जो फ्री एप्लीकेशंस हैं, इसमें बाकी कंट्रीज़ के मैप्स भी अवेलेबल हैं। वाज फॉर एग्जांपल जो है अभी यूके में टेस्ट पायलट हो रहा है, सो यूके में अवेलेबल है। अगर आप टॉम, गार्मिन, एन ड्राइव या आप फॉर एग्जांपल को-पायलट लाइव देखें,
even in the nav free, I think.
Yes, in the nav free as well. There are different countries available. और ये countries जो हैं, जैसे इन्होंने मेरे ख्याल टर्की के बारे में पूछा था, टर्की के maps भी available हैं. I think most of the European countries which have implemented or have had satellite navigation for good number of years, उनकी applications available हैं आपकी, and कुछ free हैं, कुछ paid हैं, but definitely available हैं.
Basically, जहाँ से आप access कर रहे हैं, अगर आप, if you are in France and you do go to the App Store in France, the first option you will get will probably be the France one,
yes,
or will probably be the European one. It doesn't necessarily the case. Obviously, for example, if I'm here in the UK and I'm going to France and I'll be driving in France, if I do a search for either I can find one specifically for France or I'll be able to get one for whole of Europe. So ये भी हो सकता है. Obviously, generally, जिस country में आप हैं उस ऐप स्टोर आपको एक्सेस करें, आपको मिल जाएगा. अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल इंग्लैंड में बैठे हैं और आपको यूरोप का चाहिए, वो भी अवेलेबल है आपके लिए.
बिल्कुल.
So that's I think we've covered in great detail
satellite navigation. Yes. Yeah, we've also got some of the satellite navigation. Some of us prefer to have it on the smartphone, but some of us will still go out and buy portable navigation devices, and TomTom is quite popular. I think we will have some samples which are going to be available. They're launching some new products which are going to be made available soon. So we'll have them available from Garmin, TomTom, and certain
all the leading suppliers.
All the leading suppliers very shortly. One of the other apps that we're going to cover, obviously, is while we are on the apps, is one of the other apps that we picked up this time is something called the Top Table.
Top Table.
And when you look at the Top Table apps, there are so many times that I want to go across to a restaurant, go across for a meal with my family, with my friends. But at times when we go across to that location, we try and find that you have to wait for half an hour. You can't do bookings. And with most of us using phones, which allow us to have these applications, I think this is a great app to have. And this app is called the Top Table.
Before we carry on with this one, we've got another caller, so we're going to take a call. Hello?
Carry on with this one, we've got another caller, so we're going to take a call. Hello? Carry on with this one, we've got another caller.
Right. अगर आप फ़ोन करना चाहें तो ज़रूर आप कर सकते हैं. नंबर आपकी स्क्रीन पर आ रहा है, पर फ़ोन करने से पहले आप प्लीज़ मेक श्योर कि आपकी टीवी की वॉल्यूम डाउन है, वरना आपको हमारी आवाज़ दोबारा से आती जाएगी, फिर हम बात नहीं कर सकेंगे कि ठीक. We've got another caller. I think we'll take another call. Hello?
हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम सलाम. कौन साहब?
जी, ये किस एप्लीकेशन के बारे में आप बता रहे हैं? ये कोई नई एप्लीकेशन है, क्या है ये? इसके बारे में जरा बता दें. नाम नहीं आपने बताया ना.
ठीक है, 3 हमने आपको दिखाए हैं अभी. एक का नाम था को-पायलट.
को-पायलट, ठीक है.
को-पायलट वो भी सैटेलाइट नेविगेशन है. एक था वाज, WAZE.
WAZE.
वो फ्री एप्लीकेशन है.
अच्छा.
और एक तीसरा जो हमने बताया था उसका नाम है NAV फ्री, NAVFREE, NAV फ्री. ये 3 एप्लीकेशन आपने बताए थे. सबसे पहले को-पायलट था, दैट्स अ पेड एप्लीकेशन, उसमें ज्यादा फीचर्स हैं. दूसरे दोनों वो फ्री हैं, उनमें थोड़े कम है, पर फिर भी नेविगेशन चल सकती है वहाँ.
वाज Z-E. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This information is also going to be made available on our website. So obviously आप हमारी website पे जाएं और login करें dmdigitaltv.co.uk/gadget show. So उस पे भी जाके I think most of the viewers will be able to have a look at these applications if they log on to our website.
हाँ बिल्कुल, अगर कोई चीज़ आपको याद ना रहे, all the details will be on the website www.dmdigitaltv.co.uk.
Brilliant. As I was explaining, one of the apps, I go across to a restaurant, I'm in a particular area and I want to go and wine and dine.
I like this app a lot. I had a little play with this one. This is cool.
Brilliant. This is a good app and it's one of the most popular apps. It is something which is available within the UK, Germany, France, US and a couple of other countries which they are now bringing quite free. Yeah.
Important. That's
important. This is important. Yeah, this is a free app. Yes, this is important. And obviously this app, in summary, if I have to explain what does this app do, top table, this allows you to find restaurants, wining, dining places in a particular area when you are, and allows you to do a booking in that restaurant, absolutely free. And at a time which is convenient to you, at a time which is convenient, and obviously in a place that is convenient to you. So you can.
The other thing which I like about this particular application is, फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी ने आपको कोई रेस्टोरेंट के बारे में बताया है कि ये फलां रेस्टोरेंट इस जगह पे है, वो मैं ढूंढ के उसकी मेन्यू तक मैं देख सकता हूँ.
Absolutely, yes.
The menu, the prices, जो मर्जी, अपने टेस्ट के मुताबिक अगर I'll check कि मेरे को खाने वाली चीज़ है कि नहीं, मुझे पसंद आएगा नहीं आएगा. It saves all of the hassle, all of the problems. For example, you'll go to a restaurant, वहाँ जाके बैठोगे, मेन्यू देखेगे, फिर बाद में पता चलेगा कि भाई ये तो
Absolutely is not.
So that's another good thing that I really like about the application.
Absolutely, yes, very, very correctly said. If I look at the app here, I've just launched the app. As you can see, we are in a particular area like Cheetah Mill. And in Cheetah Mill, it basically straight away brings, if I can bring it onto the screen, straight away brings the most popular wine dining places in Cheetah Mill. So you see Kebabish, you see Glasshouse, Bar and Restaurant, you see Tiger, and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Now, if I click on, for example, one of this, and this app, as you can see on our screen, is available for you to download on the iPad, the Android Marketplace, and the App Store. So obviously, most smartphones which are Android-based, like from Samsung, HTC, can use this app. If I click on Kebabish, what I do is basically this app is then going to show me a small menu which says book for today, how many people you want to book for, and obviously what are the times. Because it is between 8 and 9 right now, it is only showing me the times wherein you can go ahead and book. And obviously, as Usman said, you can click on the menu and it shows you the menu online with prices for Kebabish.
Fantastic. That's amazing.
That's a great collection in terms of, obviously a good app. If I can bring it onto the screen, good app. You can see the menu, you can decide on the place, you can see the prices, and if you're in that area and if you like that restaurant, obviously you can go ahead and book a table from the comforts of your
within the app.
From the comforts of your smartphone.
We have another caller. I'm going to take a quick call. Hello. Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
जी साहब.
टेलीफोन है, इसकी प्राइस से कोई पता है?
सर हम टेलीफोन बेच नहीं रहे, मगर आपको प्राइस हम आपको बता सकते हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कॉल. आप सुनते रहे, मैं आपको हम सजा देंगे. Yes, your phone is very popular today, Raman. People want to buy this phone.
I think we should do an auction.
नहीं बेच रहे हम बस बता रहे हैं कि बस it just happens to be कि इस फोन पे बहुत कुछ हो सकता है.
Yes.
इसलिए हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं. आप किसी और फोन के थ्रू भी ये एप्लीकेशन कर सकते हैं. अगर पास ब्लैकबेरी है या सैमसंग है वगैरह, ये वैसे रमन का ज़ाती फ़ोन है, वो ये चीज़ें अपने फ़ोन पे दिखा रहे हैं. पर अगर आप इनका फ़ोन कुछ ज़्यादा ही पसंद है, आप अपनी लोकल दुकान पे जाएं, आपको 400-500 का अगर वैसे फ़ोन ख़रीदना मिल सकता है. अगर आपको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे चाहिए, आपको 30 पाउंड हर महीने के दे के आपको ये फ़ोन मिल सकता है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. We're going to go for a short commercial break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk lots more about gadgets.
Nationwide accident helpline. We always like to report on successful personal injury claims and happy clients who now have a reason to celebrate. I've just handed Richard 2 cheques. The first is 100% of the compensation he was due. And because his claim was successful, he also pockets our guaranteed £600 referral fee. If you've been injured or hurt and it wasn't your fault, then you deserve a no-win, no-fee solicitor who is truly on your side. We provide a professional, confidential, friendly and free service. Call 0800 051 7560 or find out more online. You're on your own on that one, Richard.
Unicorn Furniture Warehouse sale now on. कीमतों में हैरत अंगेज कमी, up to 25% डिस्काउंट। हमारे यहाँ लेदर 3-piece स्वीट, डाइनिंग टेबल, बेड्स, वार्डरोब्स, बेड सिटी और कारपेट इंतहाई कम कीमतों पर दस्तयाब हैं। हम जर्मन बेडरूम फिटमेंट में स्पेशलिस्ट हैं। आइए खिदमत का मौका दीजिए और यूनिकॉर्न की जबरदस्त जनवरी सेल का फायदा उठाइए। ओपन 7 days, फ्री लोकल डिलीवरी। यूनिकॉर्न फर्नीचर वेयरहाउस, फोन 0161 248 9595।
What the hell, man? You destroyed my car, man. You stopped too suddenly.
Your fault. Why don't you accept it? It's your fault.
You stopped too suddenly, alright?
ये क्या कर रहे हो?
दोस्त को फोन कर रहा हूँ।
हमारा एक्सीडेंट हो गया और तुम्हें दोस्त की पड़ी है।
यही दोस्त है जो इस वक्त काम आएगा। हेलो, ट्रिपल ए क्लेम्स, हमारा एक्सीडेंट हो गया।
Don't worry, sir. We provide car recovery service, replacement vehicle for private and taxi use. We also deal with personal injury claim, and you get 100% compensation on no-win, no-fee basis.
AAA claim.
Swift Cargo International Limited.
दुनिया भर में अपना कमर्शियल और घरेलू सामान सस्ते दामों कार्गो करवाइए। स्पेशल लो रेट्स फॉर इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, मिडिल ईस्ट एंड अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज। आपके सामान की पैकिंग, पिकअप, कंटेनर बुक और कस्टम क्लियरेंस के अलावा इंश्योरेंस की सहूलत, 10 मील तक फ्री पिकअप सर्विस और दुनिया भर में पार्सल सर्विस की सहूलत।
Swift Cargo International Limited.
फोन 0161 343 8787।
Medina Property Services, मैनचेस्टर में 1991 से रेजिडेंशियल कमर्शियल लेटिंग्स और प्रॉपर्टी मैनेजमेंट में माहिर। अगर आप मैनचेस्टर में प्रॉपर्टी लेट या प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहते हैं, then call Medina Property Services on 0161 225 1234 today.
When in Britain.
How's that?
Don't you wish?
Irfan bhai.
Eid Mubarak, bhai.
Excuse me.
Some things were not so British.
Can I have
Missing home? Say hello with Planet.